Welcome back to The Morning Blend. This is Val Jackson. She's an Army vet who worked for the military police. She served in Operation Iraqi Freedom and is now being honored for the work that she did there and the life she saved. Val is one of the veterans chosen to be honored as part of the Heroes Project, which is a partnership between today's TMJ4 and Tabak Law.
Val joins us now along with Jim Brzezinski with Tabak Law. Thanks for being here, you guys.
Thank you.
Great to see
Thanks
you
for having
both.
us.
This is really wonderful. Let's talk a little bit about your service and how you decided to go into the Army.
Okay, I was getting ready to graduate high school and didn't feel that college was the right decision for me right off the bat, so it seemed like the military just stuck out right there. The Army recruiter was very active in our high school, so he was able to build relationships with the different students there, and it was.
Where'd you go to high school?
Northwest High School in Cedar Hill, Missouri.
In Missouri.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. Did you have family who had been in the military? Was it part of your tradition?
No, it just seemed like the right thing to do.
Good for you. So the time that you signed up for the Army, was it in 2003 that you became part of the military police?
Yes.
And at the time, that was really the closest thing that women could do, the closest thing to a combat role.
Yes,
right?
at that time, military police was the closest that a female could get to an active combat role.
So you ended up teaching then at the academy in Baghdad, is that right?
Yes, I taught the Iraqis to be police officers.
What was that like?
The first round was it was an older generation of police officers there that we were having to retrain under the new set of laws, basically, aside from how Saddam had things set up.
Right.
So that was almost my favorite group to get and talk to and just see what their life was like before Saddam's reign was over.
And I bet the great thing that you got from that experience was a better understanding of culture that very few Americans really get, right? You got to know them as friends and co-workers.
Yeah, well, and I mean, sometimes they get portrayed as just bad guys, just bad guys. And there's so many neat people over there, wonderful stories, you know, beautiful lives that are there that you never heard about. So it was neat getting to meet them up front and know what their life story was.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Talk a little bit about the person you were able to save.
We were attacked one day, and the classroom next to mine is where the actual mortar had hit, and a bunch of shrapnel, you know, was in the mortar. And the interpreter there, his brother was my interpreter. So as soon as I heard the mortar hit that classroom, we went over into the next one, and I saw him there, and we were able to get him out. He was a larger man at that time. I was a lot smaller at that time. But he was a little over 300 pounds probably, and we were able to get him out and get him into my truck and get him to safety. And it was really neat. A few months later, he came back and wrapped me in this big old hug, and he's like, "Thank you, thank you." It was so rewarding.
Great.
It was really neat.
Congratulations. Yeah, you deserve this honor, and it's wonderful to talk to you. Tabak Law is known because we talked to you and some of the other attorneys with your practice about how much you do for veterans and really helping them receive the benefits they deserve.
That's right. And, you know, the interesting thing about veterans is almost all of them have a story, you know, not necessarily similar where they've saved a life, but they've all done something crazy that is so interesting, and you know, they're willing to put it all on the line for everyone. And it's amazing to work with this group of people. Val's story obviously stands out. She's directly responsible for someone being alive, which you know, that's amazing to us.
It's
what
wonderful.
do you think, you know, when you're working with vets, what do you think is the biggest challenge facing veterans that you see?
Well, the biggest challenge is there's a couple of things. You know, in my work, we try to help get the benefits through the VA. The VA is a super bureaucratic, complicated system. And the real problem is the communication to the vets. Most of them don't even know what they need to get their benefits. They're just they put in an application, they're just sort of denied, and you know, they're left there wondering, like, what did I do? What did I do wrong? And I think that's a huge challenge for our veterans.
Yeah.
So really it's helping them navigate that red tape, right? So that they get those complicated issues sort of solved so that they can have access to the benefits.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And another piece of that is just getting the evidence they need. That's probably the hardest part. Most people aren't sure of what evidence is actually needed to prove their claim. And you know, it can sometimes be difficult and sometimes costly, and that's where we come in.
It's interesting. I saw you shaking your head yes when he was saying, you know, some of the paperwork and stuff. Do you find that to be an issue among you?
It's interesting. We were just speaking this morning, and I had applied for benefits, and I was denied just via email without even being seen.
Really?
So
That's
I
so
mean,
frustrating.
It is. It is.
You're like, don't you know who I am?
Well, and
Yeah, I saved the life.
for me, it's those older generations that you know have trouble with things like that. You know, I'm younger and know a little bit about computers, but if you put a Vietnam vet, World War II vet in front of a computer saying this is how you have to do it, I couldn't imagine the frustration that they go through with it.
That's, I think the help that you provide and the service that you give, I mean, it's such a nice combination. So thank you for your service and thank you for helping.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's great to highlight you and your story today.
you.
So thank you so much, and thank
you.
you for being here, Jim. We want to make sure people have information. It's the Heroes Project that we're sharing Val's story, and you can find out more about veterans benefits. Get some help breaking through that red tape. The phone number there is on your screen, 414-351-4400, or you can visit them online at Tabak Attorneys with an S on the end.com. Thanks again, you guys.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.